Hey everyone, welcome back to Blue Aquatics. I'm your host Himanshu Suri, and with over 15 years of experience in flowerhorn fish keeping, I'm here to share my passion and expertise to help your flowerhorn shine. If you are a flowerhorn enthusiast, you know these fish are the rock stars of the aquarium world. With their jaw dropping colors, massive head humps, and bold personalities that light up any tank. But what do you do when your flowerhorn's colors aren't popping? If your fish looks dull, faded, or just not as vibrant as it should be, it can't be disheartening, especially when you are pouring your heart into their care. Don't worry, on Blue Aquatics, we are all about solving aquarium mysteries and getting your flowerhorn back to its show-stopping glory. In this video, we are diving deep into every possible reason why your flowerhorn fish might not be showing colors, from water quality to diet, stress, lightning, genetics, health issues, environmental factors, and even seasonal changes. We'll also share practical, hands on solutions to bring those colors back to life. Drawing from years of experience, this is going to be an epic guide. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's dive into the world of flowerhorns. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from Blue Aquatics. Let's kick things off with the most common culprit for dull flowerhorn colors. That's water quality. Flowerhorns are sensitive fish, and their vibrant colors depend on pristine water conditions. According to our Blue Aquatics website, flowerhorns thrive in water with a pH of 7.4 to 8, a temperature of 78 to 82 degree Fahrenheit, and ammonia and nitrate levels at 0, with nitrates below 40 ppm. Water hardness should be 8 to 12 dgh to support their slime coat and overall health. Ammonia is a silent killer. Even trace amounts can burn your flowerhorn's gills and skin, causing stress that fades their colors to pale or grayish tones. Nitrite, another toxin, reduces oxygen uptake in their blood, making them look washed out or lethargic. High nitrate levels, while less toxic, can build up over time, dulling reds, blues, and pearling. Test your water with a reliable liquid test kit, not strips, to check these parameters weekly. If ammonia or nitrite is above 0, do a 20 to 30% water change with dechlorinated water that matches your tank's temperature and pH to avoid shocking your fish. For high nitrates, increase water changes frequency to bi-weekly or add live plants like anubias to absorb excess nutrients. On Blue Aquatics, we have seen flowerhorns transform from drab to dazzling just by fixing water quality. So this is your first step. Water chemistry goes beyond ammonia and pH. Let's dive into specifics like alkalinity and trace elements. Alkalinity or carbonate hardness stabilizes pH, and low KH can cause pH swings that stress your flowerhorn, fading their colors. Aim for KH of 4 to 8 DKH, testable with a kit. If it's low, use a buffering agent like crushed coral in your filter. Trace elements like calcium and magnesium contribute to water hardness and support your flowerhorn's slime coat. which enhances color vibrancy. Soft water below 8 dgh can make colors look muted as the slime coat weakens. If your tap water is soft, mix RO water with a mineral supplement or use a commercial Flowerhorn buffers to hit 8 to 12 dgh. Seasonal changes like rainy seasons can alter tap water chemistry, so test your source before every water change. Temperature is equally critical. Below 78 degrees Fahrenheit, your Flowerhorn's metabolism slows, dulling colors. Above 82 degrees Fahrenheit, stress and low oxygen can pale them. Use a submersible heater with a thermostat and a digital thermometer to monitor daily, especially in cooler climates. On Blue Aquatics, we have found that stable, optimized water chemistry is the backbone of a colorful Flowerhorn. So invest in quality testing tools and stay vigilant. Diet is a game changer for Flowerhorn colors, and a poor or unbalanced diet can leave your fish looking lackluster. Flowerhorns are omnivores with big appetites, and their colors rely on nutrients like astaxanthin and carotenoids, natural pigments found in shrimp, krill, and algae. On Blue Aquatics, we recommend premium Flowerhorn pellets formulated with color enhancing ingredients as the staple, paired with frozen or live foods like brine, shrimp, bloodworms, krill, or small earthworms for protein and pigments. Low quality flakes or generic food lacks these nutrients, leading to faded reds, blues, and pearling. Overfeeding is another pitfall. Uneaten food spikes ammonia, stressing your fish and dulling colors, while excess fat can dim vibrancy. Feed once or twice a day, offering only what your Flowerhorn can eat in 2-3 minutes, and remove leftovers with a siphon. Soak dry pellets to prevent air gulping, which can cause swim bladder issues that indirectly stress your fish. For a color boost, try spirulina based foods or blanched veggies like carrots or carotenoids, but keep protein high, which could be 40 to 50% for hump growth and health. If your Flowerhorn's colors are dull, switch to a color enhancing diet and monitor improvements over 4 to 6 weeks. On Blue Aquatics, we have turned pale Flowerhorns into showpieces with dietary tweaks, so experiment with quality foods. Let's talk about specific feeding regimens to maximize color. For a Kampha Flowerhorn, which often shows blues and greens, use pellets with spirulina and krill to enhance pearling and cool tones, feeding twice daily in small portions. For an SRD Flowerhorn, prized for red hues, prioritize astaxanthin rich foods like shrimp based pellets or frozen krill, offering one main meal and light snack daily. Rotate foods weekly, pellets one day. Bloodworms next. To ensure a broad nutrient profile, avoid feeding during water changes or when your Flowerhorn looks stressed, as digestion slows, reducing nutrient absorption. If you are prepping for a Flowerhorn show like those we have covered on Blue Aquatics, increase protein and pigment rich foods 2 to 3 months before to peak colors, but taper off to avoid obesity. Document your feeding schedule to track what works, as every Flowerhorn responds slightly differently. On Blue Aquatics, we have seen diet consistency turn good flowerhorns into great ones. So, tailor your approach to your fish variety and needs. Stress is a major color killer for flowerhorns, and it can sneak up in many forms. These fish are territorial and sensitive, so anything disrupting their comfort can cause colors to fade to pale or mottled tones. Aggressive tank mates are a common stressors. Flowerhorns, especially males, don't tolerate competition well. If your tank has nippy fish or even a single rival, your flowerhorn may stay stressed, losing vibrancy. Solo setups are ideal, but if you must have tank mates, choose large, peaceful species like plecos or arowanas in a 150 gallons plus tank with dividers. Environmental changes like rearranging decor, moving the tank, or loud noises from household activity can also stress your fish. Reflection from mirrors, windows, or shiny decor can trigger constant territorial flaring, draining energy and colors. On Blue Aquatics, we recommend a stress free tank with stable decor, smooth caves, driftwood, or sturdy plants like Java fern placed in a quiet location. Dim lights during storms or at night to calm your flower horn, and avoid tapping the glass. If stress is the issue, remove triggers and give your fish 1 to 2 weeks to recover. Colors often bounce back once they are relaxed. Advanced stress management can take your flower horn's color to the next level. Try controlling stimulation like placing a mirror outside the tank for 5 to 10 minutes daily to encourage territorial displays, which can enhance colors temporarily. Remove it afterward to prevent exhaustion. Maintain consistent light-dark cycle, 8 to 10 hours of light, 14 to 16 hours of darkness to mimic natural rhythms, reducing stress. If your flower horn hides, often add more hiding spots, but keep open swimming space as cramped tanks increase anxiety. Check for subtle stressors like a vibrating air pump or nearby electronics, and insulate the tank stand to minimize vibrations. If you have recently introduced your flower horn to a new tank, colors may dull for a month as it adjusts. Patience and stable care will help. On Blue Aquatics, we have seen stressed flower horns regain their glow with these tweaks, so think holistically about their environment. Lighting is a critical but often overlooked factor in a flower horn coloration. Your fish might be healthy, but if the lighting isn't right, their colors won't pop. Flower horns look best under full spectrum aquarium LEDs around 65,000 K, mimicking natural daylight to highlighted reds, blues, and pearling. Dim or yellowed lights make colors look muted, while overly bright lights stress your fish, causing them to hide or fade. Direct sunlight is a disaster. It triggers algae growth, temperature swings, and stress, all dulling colors. Old bulbs lose spectrum quality, so replace LEDs every 12 to 18 months or T5s every 6 to 9 months. Avoid colored lights like red or blue only bulbs as they distort colors and hide health issues. For advanced setups, use programmable LEDs with sunrise sunset modes to keep lights on for 8 to 10 hours daily, and use a timer for consistency. On Blue Aquatics, we have experimented with lighting and found that a 6100K LED with moderate intensity makes flower horns glow without overwhelming them. Genetics set the foundation for your flower horn's color potential, and it's a big reason why some fish never reach show quality. Flower horns are hybrids, and their color intensity depends on their lineage. High quality Kampfa Flowerhorns breed for diverse blues, greens, and reds with bold pearling. Or SRD Flowerhorns selected for deep red hues have stronger genetic potential when sourced from reputable breeders. As we have highlighted on Blue Aquatics, pet store or low grade flowerhorns often lack this potential, showing muted or patchy colors even with perfect care. Fry start dull, with colors developing between 6 to 8 months and 2 to 2 years, peaking at maturity. If your flowerhorn is young, give it time. Kamphas may show pearling first, while SRDs deepen red later. Even top tier flowerhorns lose color if water, diet, or stress isn't managed. So, genetics are the ceiling, but care determines how close you get. On Blue Aquatics, we advise buying from trusted breeders for vibrant potential. But even budget fish can improve with stellar care. Let's dig deeper into genetic lineage impacts. Kampha flowerhorns from Thai or Malaysian lines often have stronger pearling and multicolor patterns, but their reds may not match SRDs. SRD flowerhorns from premium Thai strains like those we have showcased on Blue Aquatics produce uniform, fiery red with fine pearling, but blues or greens are rare. Crossbred, crossbred flowerhorns like Kampha SRD hybrids can show unpredictable colors. Some are stunning, others lackluster. If you know your flowerhorn's lineage, tailor care to its strengths. Protein for Kampha pearling, astaxanthin for SRD reds. If you don't, assume moderate potential and focus on optimizing water and diet. Document your fish's color changes. Document your fish's color changes with photos to track genetic expression over time. On Blue Aquatics, we have seen genetics surprise us. Budget fry sometimes rival showfish with the right care. So don't count out your flowerhorn yet. Health issues are a serious cause of dull colors, as illness often shows up as paleness or mottling. Common flowerhorn diseases like itch, fin rot, hole in the head, or parasites can stress your fish, draining their vibrancy. Itch appears as white spots on the body and fins. Fin appears as white spots on body and fin. Fin rot causes frayed or red-edged fins, and hole in the head leaves pits near the hump. Flukes or internal parasites can cause flashing, weight loss, or faded colors. On the other hand, bacterial infections might show as cloudy eyes, red sores, or bloating. Test your water first, as poor quality, high ammonia, or low pH often triggers these issues. Inspect your flowerhorn under good lighting for symptoms and compare behavior to its norm. Lethargy or hiding is a red flag. If you spot signs, quarantine the fish in a 20-gallon hospital tank if possible and treat with aquarium safe medications. Copper based for itch, praziquantel for flukes, or antibiotics like erythromycin for bacterial infections. following dosage instructions is essential. Boost immunity with clean water and a varied diet post treatment. On Blue Aquatics, we have restored Flowerhorn's colors by changing diseases. On Blue Aquatics, we have restored Flowerhorn colors by catching diseases early. So act fast to prevent long-term damage. Advanced disease diagnostics can help pinpoint color loss causes. If your Flowerhorn's colors fade without visible symptoms, consider internal issues like hexamita linked to hole in the head, which can dull colors before pits appear. Use metronidazole in food for treatment, but consult an aquatic vet if possible. Skin infections like colmenares can mimic stress-related fading. Look for cottony patches or slime coat loss. Swabbing the fish for a wet analysis is ideal, but if that's not an option, try a broad-spectrum antibiotic. Monitor water parameters during treatment, as medications can disrupt beneficial bacteria, spiking ammonia. If your Flowerhorn's hump shrinks alongside color loss, it may signal systemic stress or infection, requiring immediate action. On Blue Aquatics, we have tackled tough cases. On Blue Aquatics, we have tackled tough cases with these methods, and precise diagnostics can save your Flowerhorn's vibrancy. Age and maturity influence Flowerhorn's colors, so let's explore this factor. Juvenile Flowerhorns, especially fry under 6 months, often look dull or patchy as their colors develop. Kamphas may show faint pearling early, while SRDs start pinkish before deepening red. Colors typically peak between 1 to 2 years when the fish reaches sexual maturity. If your Flowerhorn is young, maintain optimal care, pristine water, color-enhancing diet, and wait for its potential to unfold. Older Flowerhorns around 8 to 12 years may naturally lose some color intensity as their metabolism slows, even with great care. For seniors, focus on a nutrient-rich diet with easy-to-digest foods like gel diets and stable water to preserve vibrancy. If your Flowerhorn's age is unknown, estimate based on size 4 to 6 inches for juveniles, 10 to 12 inches for adults, and tailor care accordingly. On Blue Aquatics, we have watched Flowerhorns bloom over years, so patience with juveniles or gentle care for seniors can keep colors strong. Environmental factors beyond water and lighting play a big role in Flowerhorn colors. Tank size is critical. Flowerhorns need space to thrive. With 55 gallons minimum for SRDs and 75 gallons for Kamphas, a cramped tank increases stress and waste, dulling colors. Overcrowding, even with one aggressive tank mate, has the same effect. Decor matters. Sharp rocks or plastic plants can injure your Flowerhorn, causing stress or infections that fade colors. Use smooth caves, driftwood, or sturdy plants like Java fern, which also absorb nitrates. Substrate choice affects color perception. dark sand enhances reds, while light gravel may mute them. Strong water flow from a canister or sponge filter keeps oxygen high, supporting metabolism and color display. But avoid currents that stress your fish. On Blue Aquatics, we design tanks to balance aesthetics and biology, and a tailored setup can make your Flowerhorn's colors pop. Seasonal effects like rainy or cold seasons can indirectly dull Flowerhorn colors by altering water or room conditions. Rainy seasons, as we have discussed on Blue Aquatics, can shift tap water pH or introduce contaminants, stressing your fish. Cold weather can lower tank temperatures. If your heater struggles, slowing metabolism and fading colors ultimately. High humidity can clog filters or air pumps, reducing water quality. Test your water source during seasonal changes. Use a dehumidifier if needed and check your heater's performance. Insulate the tank with a lid to stabilize temperature and increase water changes if waste builds up faster. On Blue Aquatics, we have seen seasonal challenges dim Flowerhorn colors, but proactive adjustments keep them vibrant year round. Hormonal changes or breeding behavior can temporarily fade Flowerhorn colors, especially in males. During breeding phases, males divert energy to aggression or courtship, causing colors to pale as a stress response. Flaring at reflections, chasing tank mates, or preparing to spawn can trigger this. Females carrying eggs may also show muted colors, prioritizing reproduction over display. Remove mirrors or separate tank mates to calm your Flowerhorn, and avoid stimulating breeding unless intentional. Colors usually return within 1 to 2 weeks post breeding, assuming care is solid. If you're breeding Flowerhorns, as some Blue Aquatics viewer do, expect temporarily color dips and focus on post spawn recovery with clean water and nutrient rich food. On Blue Aquatics, we have managed breeding Flowerhorns and know these dips are normal but manageable. Let's debunk some Flowerhorn color myths that can mislead hobbyists. One myth is that color enhancing foods can turn any fish into a showpiece. That's not true. Diet maximizes genetic potential, but low-grade Flowerhorns have limits. Another is that bright lights always boost colors. Overlighting stresses fish, dulling them, and full-spectrum LEDs are better. Some believe black tank backgrounds enhance colors. While they improve contrast, they don't biologically affect vibrancy, and light backgrounds work fine if your fish is healthy. Another misconception is that young Flowerhorns with dull colors are defective. Most develop vibrancy with age and care. On Blue Aquatics, we have busted these myths to keep you focused on science-based care for lasting results. Troubleshooting scenarios can help you apply these solutions. If you have a 6-month-old SRD Flowerhorn in a 55-gallon tank that's pinkish instead of red, test water for ammonia and pH. Switch to extra-xanthine-rich pellets and wait 3 to 6 months for maturity. If your adult Kampha in a 75-gallon tank lost pearling after adding a pleco, remove the tank mate. Check for fin nips and stabilize water with 25% changes. If your Flowerhorn faded after a rainy season water change, test tap water hardness. Use a mineral buffer and clean the filter for clogs. If a 2-year-old Flowerhorn shows white spots and dullness, treat for itch with copper and raise temperature to 82°F to speed recovery. On Blue Aquatics, we have tackled these cases and seen colors return with targeted fixes. Long-term color maintenance is the goal, so let's outline a strategy. Schedule weekly 20 to 30% water changes, cleaning filter media in tank water to preserve bacteria, vacuum substrate to remove waste, and test pH, ammonia, nitrate, and hardness bi-weekly. Feed a varied diet pellets, frozen krill, spirulina, rotating weekly, and fast your Flowerhorn 1 day a month to prevent obesity. Keep lighting at 8 to 10 hours with 6500K LEDs, replacing annually. Maintain a stress-free tank with smooth decor, no tank mates, and a quiet location. Monitor for illness weekly, checking fins, eyes, and behavior, and quarantine new fish to prevent diseases. If aiming for shows, document color changes with photos and adjust care 3 months prior. On Blue Aquatics, we have kept Flowerhorns vibrant for over a decade with this routine, and it'll work for you too. Let's wrap up the big picture. Your Flowerhorn's dull colors could stem from poor water quality, unbalanced diet, stress, improper lighting, genetics, health issues, environmental factors, seasonal changes, or hormonal shifts. For this, test water, optimize diet, reduce stress, upgrade lighting, treat illnesses, tailor the tank, and adjust for seasons to restore vibrancy. Genetics and age set limits, but excellent care gets you close to perfection. On Blue Aquatics, we believe every Flowerhorn can dazzle with the right dedication. So keep at it. On Blue Aquatics, we believe every Flowerhorn can dazzle with the right dedication. So keep at it. Your fish colors are worth the effort. Thank you so much for joining me, Himanshu Suri, on this epic dive into why your Flowerhorn fish isn't showing colors here on Blue Aquatics. With my 15 years of experience, I hope this video gave you the tools to make your Flowerhorn the star of your tank. If you got questions about Flowerhorn care or want to share your color enhancing tips, drop them in the comments. I reply within 30 minutes, as promised on Blue Aquatics. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your fish keeping friends, and subscribe to Blue Aquatics for more expert advice on Flowerhorns and freshwater fish. Until next time, keep those tanks pristine and your Flowerhorns dazzling. See you in the next video.